Hello, my dear Virgos. How are we doing out there? Buzzing and buzzing in the collective. Today is the full moon, and I finally have some time to get to some of my monthlies, and I'm very excited to be able to do it in this energy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Virgo, we've been feeling a lot. All of us, all the signs, and as a collective, we are witnessing so much change, so much evolution, and it's really tied in with the universe and what these planets are doing right now. There is a lot that's been happening over the course of 2020, and we are now really feeling the brunt end of it. We're not at the end yet, and there's always more to come in our spiritual growth and evolution, but this is a major point on the map, as I'd like to say, where a lot of illumination is coming up with these eclipses. We're kind of at the end of this eclipse season that we've been feeling since March, but we're still kind of feeling the retrograde planets until September, going into fall. And for you, especially with this Mercury retrograde, that being your ruling planet, you feel it a little more. But also, what I like to say, with Gemini and Virgos, yes, they feel it more, but they're also kind of used to both the negative and positive traits of that planet because it is their ruling planet. So, from my perspective, I know some different astrological readers might read it differently, but I do believe, just like with any retrograde, it's really just illuminating all aspects of the planet, the negative and the positive. So yes, you might feel it strongly, but I think that you know how to navigate that energy because I myself am a Gemini. I feel like we know how to navigate Mercury energy pretty well because it is our ruling planet, right? So we're familiar with that. And it also has to do with your chart and aspects of your chart, which we can always go a bit deeper in a private reading. As always, this is a general reading for July. I might be picking up on past, present, or future energies. If you want to go a bit deeper in a private reading, feel free to reach out to me in the description box below. Always have the power of free will when listening to these messages, okay? And just give yourself some time to let these messages sink in. Okay, because I might be talking about July, but like I said, I might be picking up on maybe last month's energy coming up, so just sit with it a bit, okay? So right now, June 18th to July 12th, you're feeling that Mercury retrograde, but we're also feeling that polarity with the eclipse of all this new energy busting through. Just making sure that you're carving out some time right now to really reflect on all the ways that you've grown, because all of us are growing through these retrogrades and these eclipses. It's major transformation for us all, so we can be better people on this planet, right? And have more empathy and understanding for what's going on. And with Neptune specifically, you had the Neptune card come up. This planet was in retrograde, or is in retrograde, I should say. There's just so many planets in retrograde, so it's hard to keep up sometimes. But this card came out, and this can bring up a lot of confusion with the Neptune retrograde. And I have been feeling that for a lot of the collective, just because it's in retrograde, so we're starting to feel since June 23rd, actually, now I remember, it went retrograde. And it's going to be going until November. So it's a pretty long period of time that we're going to be feeling a little bit disillusioned, but also what it's doing, this planet is really showing us some of the lies and the illusions that we've sold ourselves. So really coming to the forefront and taking that mask off and being very keen and very discerning and very aware, which Virgo, you're very good at that. So I think at this time, you're in your element. You got the Virgo card that flew out of the deck in the pre-shuffle. Beautiful to see you standing in your element, your earthly element. You also have Aquarius here. This is for me all about insight, Aquarius is very visual, cerebral. So with Neptune and Aquarius sitting next to each other like that, I think that you're having a lot of awareness, illumination, a lot of third eye opening, and really standing your ground in your earthly energy, but being very discerning. And if that's hard for you, that's what the universe is asking for you in July. And to continue forward, just really being discerning and aware, and taking practical steps right forward as you feel this new energy come in. Okay? Because with that Mercury retrograde, there might be some muckiness and confusion in communication, especially travel, making plans, adjustments around that. And you're having to just really be empathetic too with this Aquarius energy to everyone, because Aquarius is very humanitarian. So trying not to be too harsh or rigid, and staying balanced, staying grounded is what I'm getting for you, Virgo. July 20th, we have the sun and the moon in Cancer. So things are going to be lightening up a little bit, lightening up, I should say. And it's going to be illuminating, the sun in Cancer is going to be illuminating your 11th house. So in July, you might be kind of networking and really being there for friends and family. Your social circles can be really important for you at this time. You know, making sure that you have a solid group of friends and support around you. And then we have Mars going into Aries. So with this, I feel like it's going to help you kind of get through that Mercury retrograde energy, and also that Neptune retrograde that I think might be really affecting you since this card came up. It's going to be highlighting your 8th house. So if you've been having any sort of issues in your partnerships, I think that this is going to give you a nice little bit of push there, momentum, because Aries, Mars energy, it's a very passionate, a very driven. So if there's any sort of lack in that intimacy department, I do see that mind, body, soul connection coming to the forefront in your intimate relationships. So with that being said, I think that will be beautiful among some of the maybe muckiness or fogginess that you might be feeling. And just know that we all are kind of feeling it. But it is just bringing up a lot of raw emotions at this time. Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are in Capricorn. That's highlighting your 5th house. Again, that's a powerhouse. It can be very reactive. So just be careful of your emotions. And we're going to kind of dive into that with the rest of these cards that came up. I do think that you are really being activated, Virgo, at this time. And even in the pre-shuffle, I just felt like when I entered into your reading, some signs it's kind of hard to kind of crack open that energy. But with you, it was like, whoosh, like it was just very like direct. Okay, we're getting to the reading, you know? So I do think that you're going to be feeling that directed energy and moving through it. But you're having to stay very rooted and practical and grounded. You had the root chakra card show up. Whenever I have a chakra card show up in a reading, it is spirit emphasizing the importance to focus your energy on your root. Okay, you are an earth sign, so this should come pretty naturally to you. But just because you are an earth sign, and that does come naturally, it can still get thrown off whack. So really establishing your roots in July, spending time with your social networking groups as you can, right? You know, we're limited to that, but just trying your best to be with those people you bond with closely, especially with that 8th house Mars energy. You're going to be feeling more of a connection in your 8th house of intimacy. Okay, but just be aware that Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are all in your 5th house. So you're going to be feeling a lot of this creative, expansive energy, and you're going to really have to stay grounded in your root chakra, okay? Dear Virgo. Lots of transformation we are feeling. So let's kind of dive in. When I was in the pre-shuffle, I was seeing a lot of this moon star energy. So I think that you're really working at a wish. And it's a lot of emotions coming up around that. The moon card came out twice. So I do think that you are in a place of balancing your emotions. And I think that's why this root chakra card is showing up here. You also had the moon card. Okay, twice in my Rider-Waite deck pre-shuffle, and then in the Empathic Oracle you had the Moon card show up too. So lots of emotion coming up. I think this is also emphasizing the importance of the moon cycles that we're experiencing. As I'm doing your reading, we are in the full moon in Capricorn, which is one of your fellow earth signs. So I think that these moon cycles that we're experiencing right now, especially the one in July 20th in Cancer, you're going to be really witnessing a lot of transformation, especially around your emotions. So just be very mindful of those dates. So whenever you find this reading, just know that it will serve you, okay? But yes, a lot of this moon energy, you might have a lot of water in your chart. If not, you might be dealing with a fellow water sign. But the moon card is just all about illumination. It can be secrets coming up, especially with Mercury retrograde. There could be a lot of hidden knowledge, hidden truths. You had the Ace of Swords as well show up. So I think that you're kind of working through that Neptune retrograde that might be impacting you. And you're just kind of coming out of this disillusionment and just, wow, now I'm seeing the truth. And oh my gosh, this is kind of awkward, right? And you're in this recalibration phase, but I do see this balance there for you. I do see this grounded energy as long as you are staying discerning and practical in your root chakra as well. So the moon and the root chakra are kind of on opposite ends of this spectrum here as I see it. And so you have to balance the yin and the yang is what I'm getting. Okay, and in between these two cards, we had manifestation come up in reverse. This is that star card that came up in reverse as well. So I do think that you're feeling a little bit of stagnation around potential career things, anything to do with a wish fulfillment. The star is also healing. And then look at this. I just noticed this is the specialness card, and it has stars on it. So really, really a big emphasis on the star card. So what I'm going to do for you, dear Virgo, in the description box below, you can find all my information, but also I will put a little depiction in there of the star card, because I think if you want to kind of trace back to the meaning of that, you can even do your own research. I think that that card is so important for you this month. Okay, so check that out in the description box if you are interested. So the star, the moon energy, and I think you're just in this place of discerning and coming into alignment with your needs, and how are you going to manifest this dream? How are you going to bring this into the 3D world? Bringing it down from the universe, down from your crown and into your root is what I'm getting. And I think there's this kind of like place right now where you're like, okay, I have all these big visions, these big dreams, but I'm feeling this blockage to bring it down into my root, down into the physical 3D, as you can see, like spreading your roots out. So the tree, the peak is kind of where I'm seeing this crown energy, and it's coming down into your root system and kind of making roots and setting roots. So you might actually just be like grounding yourself, and you might have been uprooted and now you're kind of grounding yourself again in the month of July, so you can manifest, okay? That's really beautiful. But there is that in-between energy I'm getting for you, and I think you're just kind of working yourself through that right now so you can make practical, logical steps like you like to do, right? But in order to do that, you have to understand the polarity of that, and you can't just assume that a practical approach is always going to work for everything, especially certain big dreams and visions and connecting with spirit. That does take kind of going through your emotional body. So with that moon card showing up, you have to work through those raw emotions, right? And Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in your 5th house is really allowing you to be creative and expansive, but you're going to have to work through a lot of those raw emotions that might come up, and that might look like anger at times, and just be patient with yourself and those around you, okay? And another thing I'm getting for you with the hero card here is like, you want to be the hero. The Virgo is all about learning and knowledge and truth and you're really good at that, you know, discerning that. So stay on that path. And you're always great leaders because of that, because you are very keen to the details and you're able to show people and be that hero, and you're very caring and nurturing as well, Virgo is. So I do see you being in this place of that leadership role, the hero. But another thing I'm getting for you with that balance, right, is that you can't always be the hero is what I'm getting for you, Virgo. So making sure that you are giving yourself time to really sit with your emotions, especially around the moon phases, the moon cycle. I think July 20th is going to be really big for you to really have some self-care, self-love practice. So taking some steps back and not always being the doer and having to do. You know, I know that can be hard, but I think for you to really step into this place of manifestation and bringing your dreams into the 3D world, you need to be able to step back from that hero, like pedestal, and sit with yourself and be the hero for yourself is what I'm getting, Virgo. Because the desire card and the manifestation card are very similar, and the desire card came up in reverse. So this is like the star card, the manifestation, your desires, these are all connected. So really your reading is tied together very beautifully so far. It's really for you, it's about having a vision, this dream, or maybe just simply wanting to heal certain aspects of yourself with that star energy, illuminating it with the moon, and then manifesting the change, right? Transformation. And that's what these eclipses are bringing. So your energy is tied hand in hand beautifully with what's happening in the universe. And just know that you are supported right now. And you just have to be able to be discerning is like this big word for you, being discerning of what energy is yours and what energy is not yours, and not always trying to be the hero for other people, and really being able to show it for yourself. Self-awareness. This is the 9 of air. You have a lot of air energy showing up in the Dreams of Gaia deck. We have 2 of air and 9 of air. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. This is the 9, which is all about like self-growth, right? 9 is fruition, completion. Like I said, self-care is so important for you. Growth, fulfillment, self-awareness, universal consciousness. You know, I think this is really about you staying connected to your truth, making sure that you are nurturing yourself so you can bring this beautiful manifestation, whatever's hidden really beneath the surface, beneath your emotions, these raw emotions coming out. And this doesn't have to necessarily just be with career. This could be in your 8th house of intimacy in your relationships, like trying to transform your relationships and bring them to a deeper level of intimacy, right? That mind, body, spirit connection. You're really trying to bring it there and bring it down to your root and connect to all those lower chakras, your sacral, your solar. So there is this beautiful webbing of this interconnectedness around your crown. I think you have a lot going on with this air energy showing up, especially Aquarius showing up here too. There's a lot coming in. You're getting a lot of downloads at this time, and you're having to bring them down. And I think you're just having some issues potentially around that. But just know that July, I see a lot of things opening up as long as you're willing and able to allow that to happen, okay? And that means really connecting in with your root chakra, okay? In the description box below, I will provide links like I always do for a chakra assessment and a channel which has guided meditations for all of the chakras. So really doing a lot of healing work for you and taking some time out of your busy schedule to sit with your energy, okay? It's really important for you, Virgo. because we have this 2 aware, this is all about duality. Integration is what I get for this, unity between both aspects of self. So those hidden illusionments with the Neptune retrograde coming to light, integration, bringing it down into the 3D. All right, so now we are going to dive into your tarot and see what other guidance we have for you, Virgo. Let us see, let us see. All right, guides and angels, all high vibrational, ooh, that popper, all high vibrational beings, please show Virgo the truth and nothing but the truth for July 2020. What do we have for Virgo during this period in time? Let us connect in to Virgo's energy, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Thank you for assisting me, guides and angels. This is for Virgo. Okay, let us cut the deck. We have the 2 of Cups, so that is the intimacy. So like I said, anywhere this manifestation is taking place, this star, this wish fulfillment, I do sense that it is around a relationship. I do sense it is around a soulmate relationship. The 2 of Cups is showing up in reverse, so there's that blockage potentially. Just like any relationships, right? Especially 2 of Cups relationships, these are like soulmate. There's a lot of mirroring. There's a lot of lessons. There's a lot of karma, especially this year with a lot of these planets like Saturn and Pluto, which represent karma. You know, a lot of karma that we witness in our relationships. It's really just teaching us how to love and be loved. So I think right now you're kind of moving through that. You might be going through some major changes in your relationships. Also, what I'm getting is that there's a lot of things that are happening around the relationship that also impact the relationship. So really trying to stay balanced and focused on not only everything around you with the Hero card here, but really trying to maybe be like, okay, what is it that my partner needs? What is it that my partner desires? And how can I help them help myself? Like, we are a unit. We work together here. If one's out of alignment, then the other is potentially. So working in that yin and yang energy, the divine masculine and feminine, and really trying to tap into the needs of both partners is what I'm getting. And really expressing that too, Virgo, you know, and I know the Mercury retrograde can be hard to communicate that, but this is what I'm seeing here. But I'm sensing that this might be past energy, and that Mars in Aries, which is highlighting your 8th house, is really going to give you that push to express and understand how you show up in your relationships, okay? So be ready for that energy to show up in July. And let us see here. There's that connection to spirit. Gotta connect in. Wow, 2 queens on the board. Rest. This is 4 of air. This is all about rest, contemplation. Like I said, you cannot be the hero for everyone. You know, right now we are, as highly sensitive beings, empaths, spiritual beings, with everything going on in the world, we tend to want to show up, right? But there comes a time and a place where if our cup's not full, we cannot offer anything. So we really have to make sure that we are staying in balance, staying in check, and knowing when to check out and be like, I need to ground myself. I need to connect with spirit. I need to align myself because I feel like I'm running in circles. So your spirit card came up in reverse here. So this is spirit saying, I'm here for you. I want to help you and assist you, but I need you to ground your energy. I think that you might be a little bit chaotic and hectic at this time. 7 of water, this is kind of like way too many options, things floating around, a lot of visions, a lot of things coming up in your dreams potentially. And you're having to really ground that energy. Like I said, root chakra for you, bringing it down from your crown, because you are being so illuminated right now through your crown, your 3rd eye, a lot of awareness, but you're having to really ground that energy and not let it throw off your emotions too much, and do not repress your emotions. If you're not able to speak up right now, the Queen of Air in reverse, don't, if you have nothing nice to say, try not to say it, because the Queen of Air, it can be nasty. Let me tell you. And you have the Queen of Fire in reverse here too. So please, dear Virgo, please do try your best with that 5th house illuminating your Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. It can look like this: anger, bitterness, resentment, impulsive energy. Making sure that you're very aware of this in this time and trying your best. If you are feeling this energy, just allow yourself to feel it, right? It's okay. We have emotions that come up, but just know that not everyone else can understand what's going on, what's hidden with the Moon card. And especially those people that are close to us, the 2 of Cups, our deep soul connections, friendships, bonds, family. Just please let them know, if you can, hey, right now I'm kind of having I'm needing some time, or I really don't know the words to say, or I might come off a certain way and I'm sorry. Just try your best to be as empathetic and understanding, and also communicating that. If you feel like you need some time away to just decompress and connect to spirit, just to kind of ground yourself is what I'm getting. Allow yourself to do that, because you really don't want to have to say things that you don't mean or you regret. So it's best to just say nothing at all. You know, just let them know, hey, I'm disconnecting right now, or I'm needing some space, I'm needing some time. With that 4 of air energy, I really need to ground my thoughts. I have so much going on, and I'm really feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so if that's how you are feeling, please be mindful. If not, this is not your energy. This could be someone else around you that you might be dealing with that is being a bit hasty, detached. So just try to understand that. And I hope this reading brings you that awareness. If this is your story, I hope that this is bringing some awareness and illumination to what needs to be done on either side of the coin, whether this is you or someone else. So we are going to get some cards on these queens here. Can you tell me about this Queen of Fire, please? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Wow, this is beautiful. This is today's energy. Full moon in Capricorn. So moon is so important for you, Virgo. I'm really feeling like if this is what's happening right now, this energy, if you find this reading today, yeah, this is for you. End of a tough cycle approaches. So this could be really like the brunt end of what you've been experiencing is what I'm getting. Wow, that's really beautiful to see that come out today, because that's what we're sitting in right now. So dear Virgo, just know that you are coming to the end of a tough cycle. Can we tell me more about this cycle, please, with this moon? Oh, cards are flying. Fiery climax approaches, Aries. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. So full moon in Aries, if you like to jot down a little note for whenever that is, in full moon in Gemini. A lot of full moon energy, so a lot of this like climax and this purging. So please be very aware of the moon cycles for you. Over the next course of the whole summer, I'd say, wherever you are in the world, I'd say the next several months until September, like I said, in fall, it's going to be lightening up. But just be very aware of the full moon cycles for you. I think that you will get a lot of downloads from spirit during those times. There's a lot of answers that are coming into light right now for you, Virgo. And nothing is yet set in stone. I just had the urge to look at the bottom. Nothing is yet set in stone, okay? This is the mutable moon. So this is kind of like, again, ground your energy. Don't make any hasty decisions. Nothing set in stones. The answers are coming. Just stay open, stay aware, and give yourself time to rest, right? Calibrating your wishes and dreams, your downloads that you're getting, and bringing them down into the 3D, okay? The answers are coming. This cycle that you have been in, potentially, it's coming to an end. Allow this eclipse energy to transform you. And if you need to take some space for yourself, do so. I highly suggest it, okay? So this is your July monthly. Again, all my information is in the description box below, and I'll provide all the extra goodies for you. And I wish you all the best. Happy full moon in Capricorn, Virgo. Be well.